Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Do you think these guys behind me would appreciate a performance like that? Do you think that the people who built the legacy of this club would appreciate performances like that? I just want to fucking scream right now. You have no fucking idea. I just want to fucking, okay. All right. First things first. Let's see if we could break this down in like five things. One, we were fucking timid, scared, bitch-made fabric type of defense from the very beginning. From the first 4 passes out the back, I was like, we look nervous, we look nervy, we look like we're unsure of what we're doing. And yeah, that was it. That was it. That's all that it was needed. 2, well, besides being nervy, 2, our midfield looked leggy. Our midfield was nowhere to be found, if that says anything. Manu didn't touch the ball for the most of that first half. Ugarte was just cleaning up messes as they came up. Bruno losing the ball, and we'll get to him just now. Losing the ball endlessly. 3, barely any tactical response, tactical shift, tactical response into what was clear and obvious, a plan A that wasn't working. No adjustments whatsoever. 4, Bruno. Very disappointing. Not worthy of a captain's performance. And very, very disappointed in him. 5, it's going to be a tough season. It is a tough season. I remember saying when I saw those first passes, even before the first goal was let in, I was like, it's going to be a long game. What I was really thinking, it was going to be a long fucking season. I can't, oh my God. That first goal is the first triggering thing for me. You let Van der Ven, I understand he's fast. He's very fast and pretty strong. I get it. In the 4th minute, blows past everyone. Gets a simple cross. Beats Ugarte, I think. Leaves Bruno for dead. Where's Mazraoui? Not sure. Probably with him. Probably getting skinned as well. Where's the defense? Where's fucking Dalot at the back post to make sure that fella Jed doesn't get that tap in. I think it's Jed who scored. Where is the defense then? We are constantly the point of our own fucking downfall, and I'm sick and tired of it. And this feels very similar to the end sequences of every other manager that we've had since Sir Alex. And it is frustrating. The weather pretty much feels and will display or dictate or show example of what this season is going to bring to us, which is it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold in the bottom half of the table, which is probably where we're going to spend most of our season. And yeah, I don't know if we can pull this back. We have to be extremely patient. I think that we need to be mindful. Like I said all the time before, this is a process, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. We have to remember that this is pretty much season 1 of Ineos / Ten Hag. Yes, there's still residuals of his first season with us in terms of tactics and team selection and players and all of that, and still some players from previous seasons. But it's becoming more and more the team that he is allowed to have, and the blame now, game after game, is resting more and more squarely on the manager, but then also the players. And I wanna remind people of this and just get this argument out of the way. Oh, the players this, or the players that. They have to bear most of the responsibility because, you know, Ten Hag can't tap the goals in for them. They're absolutely right. But so far, that example only is relevant to the Southampton game, the Barnsley game, the another game, maybe the Fulham game or something like that, where tactics were working, team was playing well, and people weren't finishing their dinner. But you can't blame him for that. But every time we face a team that is properly coached, that knows what they're doing, that has a manager that is able to make changes mid-match and everything like that, he's proving to be inept. He's proven to be very, very incompetent and impotent at making decisions. And this is what's frustrating. When it matters, when the crunch time comes, when we face top six, when we face, well, you know, the bigger teams, we do not respond well. We do not get out of plan A. We do not adjust. We do not show up. Our team did not show up today. No one showed up. And you want to be like, oh, okay, cool. We did well for 10 men for most of the second half, if not, I think, yeah, pretty much all of the second half and 8 minutes of the first half. Big fucking whoopee. It really should have been 7, not 7, sorry. It should have been 6, 5, 6-0. So great, you avoided getting a 6-0 drubbing again from Spurs, but you still let in 3, and they hit the post once, and they squandered a couple more chances. So technically, you really didn't do much. You still get your ass washed. What? There's no pride. There's no pride. There's nothing. There's no pride to be taken away from that. Spurs showed up and played like they were the home team. Imagine somebody walk into your house, take your fucking food, sit down at the head of the table, which is your seat, and eat your food. Just because you tell them get the fuck out when they finish their plate and they say, well, I don't eat, so I leave it. You didn't run them. They already take what they wanted from you and they bust the fuck out. They chose to leave. You didn't get them out. You can't puff up your chest and call yourself a man after that. This is some ridiculous shit. And I can't say for sure if this is tenable. I do not know if this guy is going to turn this around. I want him to. I want this to go well. And I understand that there's still an embedding period. There's still philosophies that need to happen. There's still players need to get on board and some players need to leave. But there's a few things I had a conversation with a person sitting down watching the game with me, and that person is a Spurs fan, and they couldn't, and we were like, tell me which of these players in this team would make the starting lineup of a Sir Alex Ferguson team or any Premier League winning team, and the answer was none of them. The only thing we could come up with was the ones that had potential, your Kobe Mainus, your Garnachos, right? Anyway, that's the negative. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Because it's cold outside here and I just want to get this shit over with. But I also want to talk. I'll do another video when I have my thoughts a little bit clearer in another one when it's much warmer. 5 all right things that we could take from it. Garnacho tried right up until the end. There was a bit of a tactical shift where he remained very much wide and remained almost like an outlet for 10-man United after Bruno was sent off. I think De Ligt was okay, put himself about, had a few chances actually at goal, tried to pull a Van Ven, that wasn't too bad. I'd say, what would be the third? Højlund came on, it's good to have him back, get a few minutes underneath the belt. There's so little positives. The shape and everything looked a bit better. The passing and everything looked a bit more purposeful when we were down to 10 men. We gave up far less chances, I think, and we created more chances with 10 men than with 11. Rashford was playing pretty positive, so I like to see that. He's trying. But the less said about that, the better. About him right now, the better. And we're gonna have to do without Bruno probably for at least one match with that straight red. I think it's 3 if it's upheld. So at least we get to function without him. And then, Jesus Christ, I hate to go back to the negatives, but Mount being injured with a head clash by that dickhead that came on the field in the closing moments of the game, and without hesitation, just ran his elbow into the back of this guy's head, of Mount's head. Now Mount is out injured again. And if it's a concern about a concussion, he's out for a couple games now too. Just got back. This is fucking shit. This is ridiculous. But yeah, back to the positives. All in all, having to go through this bit of adversity could cause a team to kind of gel together a little bit more. However, I really, really question and doubt the mentality that we have. And I think we really need to shape up and get our shit together and play. I think there was a bit, down to 10 men, we were playing for a bit more pride. But there's very little pride and valor to be taken from this game. It feels like that time we got beat by Bournemouth. It feels like that time we got beat by City. It feels like those helpless games where our team just, we're not going to score. We could play for 5-6 hours and we wouldn't score a goal, and we'll just keep on conceding. The only thing we could do is stem the tide, But anyway, that's about it. I'll probably make a video on Bruno himself. It was a rough one to watch. It was a very rough one to watch. I remember specifically saying, Bruno, can you do one fucking good thing for this half? And as I said that, 10 seconds later, he got sent off. Technically, he did a good thing. He got his ass off the pitch because we were playing with 10 men with him on the fucking pitch at that time. Sorry to say, love you, Bruno, but this was a trash game for me. But anyway, we'll get into that a little bit deeper. This is just the off the top of the head feeling of how I feel about this shit. This is some fucking bullshit. We are in the mud. We are 12th right now. 12th. The last time we hit these type of lows, the manager was sacked. And if you guys want to put down in the comments below, what point does this situation become untenable? At what point are you willing to part ways with Erik ten Hag? I now, after this result and the results with FC20 and the previous one with Liverpool and all of that, I think I'm getting to that point where I'm almost like, I'm at 50-50. I'm like, he could lose his job. Or if Ineos showing that they can push back against the pressures from the club and from the general public, stick to their guns, it could go either way. I personally don't want to call for his head just yet, but it's getting harder and harder and harder for me to defend him with this situation. And I want to say this for sure, there are situations where during these last few games where players are fucking responsible, where they've not finished their chances, they've not paid attention to what they're supposed to be doing on the pitch, they've had lapses in concentration, they've made mistakes, they've contributed to the loss. Yes, however, in these situations where I'll give him this bit of reprieve, certain players today did some shit that did not make his job any easier, right? Of course. But with the game clearly slipping away from you from the fucking 5th minute, you should be making plans to make some changes either at the half or before the half, if you have any balls. You dig? So I can't say much else. I really don't want to go on ranting. I think I did say the best we could hope for was a repeat of last season with a cup and top 6, which European football of any sort, and just keep on swapping out players, selling deadwood, getting good and better players in, making better businesses, balancing the books and stuff like that, the business end of things and the footballing side of things proper, and coaching and bringing the ones that have the potential to be great. into the team, because the ones that are most of the team that is in the starting 11 right now, especially that front line, we will not. I don't think we will see a Premier League title with them. They are that next step to the next generation of players that we need to get in. So, yeah. Anyway, ugh, annoying, fucking annoying. Anyway, peace, love. This hasn't been the theater of dreams for a while. This has become the new, like, the theater of nightmares. If it's maybe it's a curse. If I leave when I leave Manchester and we start living again. I'm sorry, winning again. Maybe I'll just I won't be doing this in front of the theater of dreams slash new theater of nightmares again. Anyway, it's your boy Kyle. The fuck else? Anyway, I go on later.